Hi everybody, this is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, July 20th, and we got a lot to discuss. This is the news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com for the past week. First big news this week was that Google's 20th employee, Marissa Meyer, who pretty much led Google for the past 13 or so years in terms of user interface, and she had a lot of things on her titles, from being involved in leading up a local Maps division to user experience and search products, consumer web services, and the manager of Google.com back in the day. She's also a software engineer. She has left Google as of July 16th. That was her last day, and July 17th she started her first day on the job as Yahoo CEO. She also dropped another bombshell that she's pregnant and she's due in October. She will be like the fifth or so president in the CEO of Yahoo in the past 5 years or so. I really have a good feeling that she'll do a great job there. It will be a very, very tough first year, especially with the pregnancy and the birth. But I really have good hopes for her. I also wrote in my article that I feel like she went this route only because I feel like Google has pushed her aside in the past year or so, or 2 years. I have no proof of that, just a hunch I get from stories I hear and stuff like that, but again, this is the gut feeling. On the search side, Google has released their Panda update for the first time for Korean and Japanese languages. Again, this is not a Panda update for the US or English-based languages. It's a Panda first release for the Korean and Japanese languages. I believe Penguin's released for globally because I think that's more of a link-based algorithm, whereas Panda is more of a language-based algorithm. That being said, it was released on July 17th. Google said it affected about 5% of the search results in those languages, and whereas Panda itself in the US and the English results affected about 12% of the search queries. Google also announced results last night, earnings results. They saw revenues were up about 35%. I think earnings themselves, income was up about, profit was up about 11%, I think. The big whopper was that their paid clicks year over year has increased about 42%. And a lot of SEOs are saying, hey, this is specifically due to Penguin. They're saying Penguin's to blame, people are getting poor results and they have to click on the ads. They're looking at all these types of things. I'm not sure what it is, but paid clicks are up 42%, and Google's revenue's up, and obviously their profits are up, which is nice for them. On the link side, Google, there's a lot of people out there complaining in the webmaster forums, basically saying that there are people out there, directories and people out there saying, if you want us to remove your link from our website pointing to your website, we're going to charge you a processing fee to remove it. Some sites are charging $20, some sites are charging $500 just to remove a link they have on their website pointing to your website. I don't think it's ethical, I don't think it's moral, but it is what it is, and what they are saying and they're claiming is just because it takes them time. It's a manual process for them to remove the link. They have to charge for their time to remove the link, and if you want it removed, you're going to have to do that. You do have alternative options. You can sue them if you want, and that might encourage them to remove it. You could wait for Google to launch their disavow link tool. You could try to 404 the page, which is kind of probably a no-no. Or you could just wait it out and not worry about the link itself. But Google had, in the past day or two, probably about 24 to 48 hours, has been sending out a new huge batch. Usually they send out about one or two, you see complaints about 1 or 2 or 3 complaints a day about unnatural link warnings, but there's a lot of complaints in the past 48 hours of getting these new unnatural link notifications. There are a lot of webmasters receiving these now, typically in the past 24 to 48 hours. If you have received it, you're not alone. There's definitely lots of discussion about that in the forums. Google released a new feature in Google Webmaster Tools that lets you download your links sorted by date. It's basically showing you all your latest links sorted by date. It also shows you all your links, but sorts them by date. And this way you can discover new links that you've acquired or new links that Google discovered in the past recently. Just click on the Download Latest Links tab in Google Webmaster Tools and you'll get that data. I think it's a really great upgrade. Google's John Mueller said that if you go ahead and ignore, he specifically said, if Google has to ignore links on your site, then it leads Google to working harder to understand your website. It's not necessarily a penalty, it's just that Google can't really figure out your website as well as they really should. There's a post about this in more detail, what exactly he means in context on July 17th, if you're interested in that. John Mueller also had a great example. A lot of people come to me asking me, hey, I have a lot of regional locations, should I create a website for each region, like Brooklyn web design, or and also I have a shop in Suffern web design and Queens web design. Should I have a website for each one? And the answer is typically not, but sometimes it is yes. It really depends on your situation. But John Mueller said in most cases, just think about it this way: if the U.S. Post Office or your post office had a website for each location, wouldn't that drive you nuts? You want to have one website, you click on locations, you type in your zip code or your address, and you're able to find the closest post office to you. You don't want to have to go to several different websites to get to your post office website. That's on July 19th. Bing has added a Foursquare to their new social bar on the right-hand side. So now if you do a search for some local restaurants or local related results, Bing will not just pull in Facebook and Twitter, they'll also pull in Foursquare related reviews. Some webmasters are upset about this because they're saying, hey, somebody can then leave a nasty review for me on Foursquare. Well, they can leave a nasty review for you on Facebook and Twitter also, and that would show up. Author Stats has returned to Google Webmaster Tools. After about 3 months or so of going away, Google has brought it back. I'm not really sure why it took so long for them to bring it back, but now it basically shows you impressions, clicks, and stuff like that in Webmaster Tools for sites that you haven't verified under your profile, but stuff that you verified your verified Google Plus profile for. So any articles you write on any website, even on the New York Times, you write articles for them, they will show you impression and clicks data as long as you have a verified profile. Which is interesting, you wonder why Google would do that. Maybe the owner of the website doesn't want to share statistics on articles you've written on websites that you don't own. Never thought about that until now. Actually I did, but I never wrote about it. Google has added previews to Google Webmaster Tools, so now if you if you hover your mouse over the links in Google Webmaster Tools, it would actually show you a little preview pop-up of that web page if it's available. It's a nice little feature. It doesn't really come in handy in most cases, but it comes in handy in some places. Google has finally released a feature for Google AdSense that allows you to share access to your AdSense account without having to give away your username and password. Now you can go into account settings and access controls and then add a Google account to your Google AdSense account, which will give them access. There's different levels of access. I think there's like admin access and then standard access, which gives them less access in order to control stuff. But it's finally a feature that people have been asking for probably like close to 10 years, and now it's finally available. Firefox 14 launched, and by default in Firefox 14, which is available to everybody now, and they're probably all being upgraded automatically, Google by default is now running over HTTPS, which means the not provided in Google Analytics and other Webmaster Analytics tools will increase. So who knows, maybe it will be about 40 or 50% of your keywords to your website in Analytics will be not provided because you have no idea what people are searching for because of this HTTPS. If you want to learn more about all that, if you don't know what's going on, I have links to the history on that on July 18th at seroundtable.com. Finally, Google has removed the old analytics, Google Analytics. It's 404, it's no longer available. They removed it from the footer. It's about time, honestly. It's been out there for years now, and they finally decided to remove it. A lot of people are still upset because they were only accustomed to the old analytics and they refused to upgrade, and they have specialized reports that they like in Google Analytics, the old version. But Google has moved on and they said you have to upgrade. That pretty much recaps the Search Buzz video recap. Today is actually Moon Day as well, which you have a special theme, so check out seroundtable.com for that. And again, today is July, what's today? July 20th, I believe. Yep, July 20th, Friday. My name again is Barry Schwartz. Thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. Everyone have a great weekend, and we'll speak to you guys next. Bye.